Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Data Talks with Loren. This is a show we talk about emerging trends in the data world to enable people to stay informed. In today's episode, we are going to learn a story of one individual, a friend who I've been talking to in the DMs, what it took for her to switch into data career, what motivated her to switch into that, some of the technical skills and non-technical skills that she's been able to learn by herself in the course of her career in data, and then about certifications, what benefited her, and if she will advise people to do that. And then also we'll get to understand some emerging trends, which so far she's interacted with, and she'll be able to tell people about the same. So with me today is Susan, and we are going to talk this and more about data. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Loren.
Karibu sana. It's been a long time coming.
Thank you. I know, tumeshinda kwa DMs.
Kabisa. But yeah. I'm glad you're finally doing this.
Yes, me too. So hi everybody, I am Susan Gatura. Professionally, I am a senior analytics specialist. I work at the multi-choice group. So in a nutshell, what I do is I work with data and trying to bring getting insights from this data to help with organizational decisions, more so to help the organization make more money or reduce on the losses. Okay. Aside from work, I'm also the founder of a community called Phoenix KE Analytics.
Yes.
For my community, it's all about nurturing data talent in Kenya.
Yes.
Trying to provide people with the resources. We do a lot of webinars, workshops, and events.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to do much more this year, like hackathons, more physical events, and I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Okay.
Aside from that, I'm a mom of two. I love traveling and reading. I am a very avid reader of books.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So nice to see you and to have you on the show. I'm looking forward to those events.
Yes, I hope you come.
I will. I'll try. This year, I'm trying to be on the ground.
Okay.
And support other people who are doing the same in the space. So yeah, looking forward to it. All right. So Susan, you can start with your story. Please tell us what you did before you decided you want to switch to data, and what motivated you to switch to data.
Okay, so before I joined data, first I started as a customer care representative.
Okay.
And then I went into accounting. So when I was joining data, it was more of I just got an opportunity and it was better than what I currently had. I didn't know it was a data role because I hadn't even heard of that field. Let's even start from there.
Okay.
I had not heard about it. So it was just pretty new. I didn't have the skills. It was branded as a finance job because that's where my educational background is from.
Yes.
And so when I got in there, it really piqued my interest. As much as I didn't have the skills that I needed, I had to learn on the job. I had very supportive colleagues who guided me. And every time I learned something, I just wanted to know more and more.
Yeah.
And that's why 8 years later, here I am.
Yeah.
As much as it was a really challenging journey, I really, really enjoyed it. I really still do enjoy it.
Okay.
And I think there's so much potential in it, yeah.
All right. So there is so much interest in data, and so are the topics which are growing around this space. Like you have data security, we have cloud, we have so many different things, AI. So what motivated you to data analytics specifically?
Because data analytics is what I found myself in. It's not like I had a choice. I was not intentional about choosing it because I didn't even know the other fields that are there at the time. It was 8 years ago.
Right.
Even it wasn't the buzz around it was not big, very few people knew about it. So I didn't have a choice to say, I'm going to do cybersecurity or I'm going to do AI. Yes. I found myself on data analytics and I just went with it.
Nice. In terms of the resources, what was the determinant factor for you to decide which resource you want to use? Because we have YouTube. I think some people maybe back then had started to share some of these. We had websites which were speaking about this and etc. So for you, what was the determinant factor?
For me, it was more of like recommendations, because again, remember, this was a very new field for me, and I didn't even know where to start. So my colleagues would recommend some sites like W3 schools, and also YouTube. You just Google whatever you want to learn, and I was very drawn to these Indian guys. I cannot even tell you their name, but I just like the way they explain things. You understand, and then they're so practical about it. But right now, because of all this interest and a lot of people trying to capitalize on it, I like to tell people to just check the credibility and the reliability of the source, For me, I'd prefer, if I was to do it all over again, I'd prefer to be taught by someone who's actually practiced what they're teaching, not someone who has done a master's and then has gone straight to teaching. Vitu kwa ground ni different. Like whatever you learn and whatever you just come to practice are two totally different things.
That's true.
So I like to tell people to check whoever is teaching that, and also if the courses are practical, not just talking, and you're not even practicing anything. Like build projects, like learn by doing, Yeah, and also YouTube has a wealth of knowledge. It's free. You don't have to pay much. If you have the discipline, I'd highly recommend you just go YouTube and just self-learn. Yeah,
you're right. Like even Data Talks right now, we are teaching people something.
Yes, especially like yours. I'll talk about you when it comes to imagine trends.
I love it. Okay, so in terms of the technical skills, what did it take for you to grow in your career in data analytics?
For me, SQL, that is a must-know language. It goes without saying, because it enables the analyst to extract and also to manipulate and analyze the data from the database, right? And then also there's Excel. It's a very, very old tool, but it is so important right now because most organizations, let's say like startups, they don't have that budget to get all these fancy tools. So most of the analysis they do in Excel. So just learn it inside out. You don't have to know everything. No one can know everything about Excel. It's so vast. But it's so important to learn. Then there's also Python. There's some companies that prefer Python. Just to learn some basic to intermediate skills of it is important. And when it comes to visualization, I'd say pick one. There are so many. When you know one, it's so easy to know another. So for me, it was Power BI and Tableau. Those are the ones that I know very well. And
you can be a good technical person, but without non-technical skills, then it becomes hard to deal with people generally, and even for you, people to work with you. So for you, non-technical skills, what will you tell someone who is starting out?
Oh, for sure. Effective communication, man. I sing this all the time. Like, it's so crucial because, you're translating these complex findings into actionable insights for both technical and non-technical people. So for you to ensure that everyone understands what you're saying and the significance of your analysis, you have to be able to communicate. And it's harder said than done. I'm telling, especially if you're introverted, like who are introverted like to just sit in their corner and do their thing. But when it comes to actually relaying whatever you are doing, it's so difficult. So it's a skill like any other. It's something you have to hone with time. You have to keep practicing, join Toastmasters if you have to, get a coach if you have to, but just invest in it because it's really important. And the other skill would be like critical thinking because it helps you to analyze situations. It helps you to identify trends and also think critically about data when you're uncovering the insights. So it involves critical thinking involves like asking the right questions, right? Challenging assumptions and approaching problems with a strategic mindset. And then there is problem solving. That's also another one that's really, really important because it enables you to troubleshoot, to adapt, and also to find creative solutions to overcome obstacles, especially when you're dealing with data. And then finally, I'd say attention to detail. This is like non-negotiable because, data analytics involves working with large data sets. And even a small error can lead to significant inaccuracies. So paying close attention to detail helps maintain data accuracy and also producing reliable results.
All right, we can move now to certifications bit. Have you been able to do some of these certifications, and will you recommend? Are there benefits to them?
Personally, for me, my experience has worked for me to date.
Yeah.
And I feel like getting hands-on experience at work trumps even a certificate or whatever it is that I needed.
Right.
But now because I want to upskill, or like I want to go to data engineering, last year I was doing data science, certificates are important for you. Yeah. Also to just learn, if you just want to just get a know-how about what is going on out there, like cloud computing, just to understand the fundamentals.
Yes.
So those are some of the things now I'm currently doing. Right now I'm working on data engineering, and also I'll be doing cloud computing. And even as much as I won't use them, like let's say cloud computing right now as much, my future job might need it,
You're right.
So it's just important to stay up to date with such things.
Okay. All right, now let's talk about community in terms of learning, networking, and a community helps people know what really you do and the skills that you have. And when an opportunity comes, of course, people will be like, I know that one, and she does this very well. So what was it like for you starting out? And we can talk about at this point what it has been like for you starting your own community and just how the impact it has created.
Okay, for me, it started when I started sharing some knowledge on IG, and then some people reached out and told me, why not open a group where we can all join, because I don't know anybody who's in the same field as me, so we just bring like-minded people together. I was like, okay, why not? I had not thought about that, to be honest. So when I did, it just grew so fast. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? So now we're like almost 2,000 of us. And now as we grew, I just felt like I need to do more. What more can I do to help these people who are here? So now that's when now ideas started coming up. I also asked them, what more would you want me to do to help you on your journey? So that's when now the stuff for the webinars come up. I look for people who can take us through certain topics. We can do events where we just meet and network and just share knowledge. And then also this year I want to do more hackathons. Maybe there's something we can collaborate with you as well. We can talk about that later. So it's been really, I feel so content and so passionate about it. Like it's bringing me so much joy doing this.
I get you.
And I'm happy I started it.
All right. Emerging trends in data. So how do you keep up with these, and what would you recommend people to, look into?
Of course, we have to stay updated with the way technology is advancing so fast. And also for you to remain relevant, it's so important to stay up to date.
That's true.
So I like to follow, I like Medium posts. I like to follow Medium posts on just any topic. You just go and just read what people are talking about. Also attending conferences and workshops, something I want to be very intentional about this year. Just attending events and networking with industry experts and professionals, and just getting an opportunity to learn about cutting edge tools and techniques and real world applications of these things. And of course, continuous learning, like taking courses in topics that you're interested in. It can be AI, it can be augmented reality, it can be all these new technologies that are coming up. I'm sure there's a course somewhere for it to just help you know more about it. And then also YouTube, like I watch your YouTube a lot and all those people that you bring in, and I learn so much as well from those industry experts and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to a lot of your posts this year. In terms of that as well.
I'm trying to be more consistent now that I have some time after masters. Last year masters was on my case. I was like, okay.
I remember you telling me, but you did it.
I tried my best. I was like, siwezi angusha watu. Anyway, thank you for that. In terms of challenges that you faced when switching careers, we can talk about that, then move into the opportunities for those who are switching.
Okay. For me, I'd say my biggest challenge was working on my communication skills for sure. Like, for me, I've always been introverted. I hate public speaking so much.
Really?
You know, you're those people who you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
But when you go in front of people, you just freeze.
Oh.
You don't know what to say. Everything gets lost.
You've come a long way. You do it so well.
I'm telling you. And some of the things that helped me was first starting my page.
Okay.
But that was something I never thought I'd ever do. A lot of my friends were like, what, you did this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's helped really build my confidence. And also I joined Toastmasters. That's something I always tell people. You know, it's like a community of people who are facing the same challenge for communication as you.
Okay.
So you just work on building your communication skills at speech at a time. So, and your help to dealing with a lot of things. So that has also really helped me. And also doing things like here, talking to you, doing events where I'm talking, just putting myself out there has really helped. But I've come a long way, I'm telling you.
Good.
Yeah, so that has been my biggest challenge. Yeah. No, like for you, you can't even believe that, right?
No, I can't. I'm like, who is
so
this?
That makes me feel so good.
You can't even see all that story until you say it is when I'm like, really?
I know. Yeah. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah. All right,
yes, that has been my biggest one,
Opportunities? What about opportunities?
So for opportunities for people who are making a career switch.
Yes.
For opportunities, the first thing I'd tell people who want to make a career switch is to leverage on the domain knowledge that they already have.
Okay.
They should stop feeling that they're starting from scratch. And a lot of people, I get questions like that a lot.
Okay.
Like someone has been in finance for 5 years, they want to switch to tech and they feel like they have to start from scratch. And I'm like, no, you're basically upskilling because you already have the domain knowledge. So for you, it's just getting the technical aspect of it. And that is so much easier and it even works for you because now even the next job, you're going to get a huge salary bump. No. So they should leverage a lot on their domain experience.
Okay.
And also continuous learning is key. Make sure that they always strive to update themselves on whatever is happening. Do courses, attend webinars and all that stuff. And also freelance is another way for them to get practical knowledge, right? To work on the skills that they have gained.
Yeah.
There's so many skills like Upwork or Fiverr that can help them do that, and then they're getting paid as well.
Okay.
You know, it's not always about looking for an 8 to 5.
Yes.
Sometimes you can do freelance job and you even earn much more than you would have done for an 8 to 5. You know,
and even that can help you know what you want for sure, because then you can look at different opportunities. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so we can, I think if you have any other thing to say, we can take your parting shot before I conclude.
All right. Yeah, my parting shot would be like, people need to know that if you are not capable, the opportunity would not have presented itself. So just make sure imposter syndrome is something that's going to be there. It happens.
Yeah.
But you just work on it by affirming yourself and saying that you're capable and that you can do this, and you just keep going.
Yes.
And then another thing I'd want them to know is no one is born an expert. And the beauty is in the journey in learning. So don't be too hard on yourself.
Yes.
Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and recognize that each step forward is a victory.
Yes.
And then the last one I'd say is that persistence and willingness to learn are your greatest assets in this field. So you need to just keep pushing boundaries, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't even have much to add after that. So thank you so much for creating the time to be here with us today. I wish we had a physical session, but we'll definitely try and do that
we will.
At some point.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Have a good day. I hope you have learned something and you will take into consideration some of these items that we've talked about in this episode. So it's been a pleasure, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Loren.